Hey everybody. During my life, I've learned a lot of stuff. I've learned good things, and I've learned bad things. People think that because I wasn't in GIS, I moved to Goshen in 6th grade. That isn't true. I've lived in Goshen my whole life. I was just going to a private school. Now, in that school, I learned simple things. Things like to not talk back to your teachers or your parents. Still working on that one a little bit, so that's a problem. And I also learned to not tattle or else you won't regret it. Teachers didn't teach that. So that was another problem. I learned that sometimes cheaters do actually win. Don't worry, I wasn't cheating. And I also learned that sometimes the forever part of best friends doesn't work out. When I came to this school, I learned other, more complicated things. When I learned about the things that these teenagers were speaking about, it frightened me. Because everybody spoke with a joking tone, even if their topic they were speaking about wasn't really a joke. It made me believe that everybody just wanted to say things just to make themselves look better. This taught me about this almost foreign culture. It taught me that everybody wanted to be popular. No matter who you were, no matter what you were, you always wanted to be in that popular group. Now, I was new to the school. I was coming from a private school to a public school. So, I didn't have any friends either. I didn't know anybody. And when you have to prove yourself, you sometimes fall for peer pressure. And, you know, when I saw people being mean just to be in that popular group, I told myself, I won't do that. I'll never be that bad. I'll never bully somebody. Yet, when you're trying to prove yourself, eventually you're going to fall for peer pressure. That happened to me about 2 years ago on my birthday. That day, I had gotten a simple birthday card. On the front, it was just wishing me happy birthday. On the back, there was something that was a little weird, but it was a joke, and I knew it was a joke. But I still pointed it out to everyone at my table. At that exact moment, all the people that I wanted to be friends with, but I knew I probably couldn't, told me to rip the card. Now, I knew to myself I wasn't going to rip the card. I'm not that bad. But then, I remembered I was new to the school. I had no friends. And I was just a kid that kind of sat there and didn't talk to anybody. So, of course, I ended up giving into peer pressure and I ripped the card. That was a bad decision. There was a negative situation, I made a negative response, and I got a bad outcome. Now, you know how I said I learned good things? Well, I learned that there will always be people that genuinely wants to help you. There will always be that one person. Now, you may not believe me, but you can actually be that person. It's really possible. It's just, you know how I mentioned an event and a response and an outcome? Well, an event and a response is needed to make an outcome. So, imagine you had a bad day at work or school. You think that nobody cares about you, and you just get angry at everybody. Think about people that seem mean. Are they like that all the time, or just sometimes? I want you to think about that because you're not the only person in the world. You're not the only one that can have a bad day. So what happened if somebody got into an argument and they responded badly to the situation and they made a bad decision? So they received a negative outcome, and so then they were in a bad mood and brought their anger out on you. You could keep the chain going and just keep up with the bad behavior, right? That seems like a great idea. It really doesn't. Because someone being mean to you doesn't justify your actions. You can still make a positive response to a negative event, and you can still have a positive outcome. So, why shouldn't you? Just because you want to bring your anger out on someone? Because that makes no sense. How much would it change somebody's life if you actually did that? Well, think that somebody had a really bad day. They thought that nobody in the world cared about them, They thought that they were just this one little person in a sea of millions of popular kids, right? They're feeling pretty low about themselves. They're feeling pretty angry. They start to argue with you, you respond badly. You made them feel even worse. Congratulations, right? Well, if you actually responded better, you could change that person's life. You could make that person feel appreciated and cared for. Doesn't that seem like a good thing to do? I guess school did actually teach me some things. Thank you.